it's very hard to handle different kinds of people. Can you imagine, may pasaway, may laging late, may laging nagchichismis.
How do you help the people inside your organization know that you care about them?
Let's not make HR like a cerebral topic. It is about people.
Yeah, it's
At the
people.
end of the day, it's about how you connect, it's how you relate, how you align. Kahit saan mo silang daling gera, whatever that needs to be done to bring your companies to the finish line, the
They would
entire
do
team
it.
will do it.
So ano yung mga sa tingin mong extra tips na para mas ma-enhance mo yung
Right.
inspiration ng mga tao sa'yo?
So
Ano ba ang sikreto sa pag-aalaga ng mga empleyado?
I will start by saying,
Podcast na naman with Gerald at Brian. Aral lang pulutan sa inuman at kwentuhan. Pinagsamang veterano, parehong talentado.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Life Over Whiskey podcast, where we share valuable life lessons and stories you can learn from over a glass of whiskey. My name is Brian,
And I'm Gerald.
and we're happy and excited that you're a part of this episode once again. Direk Ja, I'm so happy that you're here as well. Grabe,
Bray, mas masaya ako.
bakit? Ba't ka masaya?
Kasi yung guest natin ngayon, maganda
Maganda.
at mabuti ang puso.
Paano mo nalaman?
Dahil yung topic na sinabi mo,
Alam mo na agad yung topic.
alam ko na agad yung topic.
Sasabihin ko pala mamaya. Pero, Direk, before anything else, I would like to introduce the CEO of Radix HR, none other than Marie Ampeloquio.
thank you so much for having me.
We're happy that you're here as well, Marie. Exciting tong podcast episode na to.
Thank you for finding it exciting.
It is. Kasi not a lot of people talk about this topic. At ang topic natin for tonight is how do you really take better care of your people?
Love it.
Ayan. Lalo na yung mga tao in leadership,
Yes.
leadership position, and those people who has organizations.
Absolutely.
Pero Bray, may question ako kay Marie.
Sige, paunahan mo na. Ano ba yan?
Paunahan na kita.
May tatanong ako pero ikaw na muna. Go ahead.
Sige. Marie, ano ba ang sikreto sa pag-aalaga ng mga empleyado?
So, I will start by saying there are 3 principles that you must take stock of. One is that there must be an intentional approach,
Meaning,
meaning you have to make sure that what you do is exactly what you want to do for those people.
So, may
Hindi siya-
congruency, aligned ka dapat. ganun
Dapat
ba?
may alignment with the
Alright.
brand, alignment with the type of people. For example, for tech people, hindi naman siguro intentional kung you will just give them a pizza party. Maybe they will enjoy it, but maybe that's not the kind of fun that they want to have, right? So dapat may intentional approach ka. Or if you have people working for you that are, let's just say, in the Gen Z, do you think they'll enjoy the usual popcorn ice cream party? Siyempre, they're more into AI and games and
so from what
whatnot.
I'm getting, it's like parang tailor fitting.
Kung minamatch mo, yun din
Thank
yung
you.
take ko doon.
Diba?
oo.
Exactly.
Okay.
Tailor fitting.
Okay.
Yung second, it must be strategic.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, you're doing it not only and exclusively to take care of your people, which is very important because you get productivity out from the individuals. But more importantly, does it respond to the brand that you're trying to promote?
Okay.
Diba?
So, intentional and strategic.
Yes. And the last is, I think, last but not the least, authentic.
Okay.
It cannot be intentional without being authentic. Ibig sabihin, you don't, for example, if you say, how are you? You're passing by the hallway and I know, you may nangyari sa iyo recently and I wanted to really find out how you are. Don't just go past the hallway and ask that question and not expect a response in return.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look the person in the eye, kausapin mo, kamusta ka? And I think in your previous episode, you have guests that have talked about mental wellness.
Yes.
Correct.
And that is, an important aspect of authenticity. Diba?
So, talking about medyo sensitive topics kasi yun for
Yes,
people and
yes.
hindi naman lahat ay open to talk about it. So how do you really, gusto kong tanong kasi ito yung naisip ko na question in mind. How do you help the people inside your organization know that you care about them? Na kasi a lot of people, 'di ba, inside an organization, they would rather sarili nila yung problema than to share that
Yes.
with their workmate kasi 'di ba parang work and personal is two separate
Yes.
things.
And alam mo, from my experience, Bri, to add with what you said, no? Ako kasi I'm in sales. I'm heading a sales team. So technically, people come and go.
Yes.
Okay? But there are some people na umaalis,
Mm.
but they're still my friends. But
Tama.
there are some na parang they would, try to blame it dun sa head if they don't produce. So, what I'm trying to ask you, Marie, no? So, sabi mo kanina, tailor fitting, eh. di ba?
Tama. Tama.
So, with these things, how do you, with what you were
Kasi
asking
ang tatanong ko is how can they open up more eh? Because, I mean, hindi naman
Ayun
lahat
nga eh.
ng organizations would parang, okay lang na mag-open up
Correct,
ka.
correct.
Kasi, alam mo yun, it's parang tabu eh.
Correct,
Yes.
Di ba? Yung ganung
Especially what
strategy.
we went through. Especially what we went through with the pandemic, and now that pandemic is out and hopefully over. So thankfully, can I give you examples as a response?
Kasi
Please do,
yeah,
please do.
Please do. Kasi iba-iba talaga yung,
Yes.
iba-iba yung tao. May pasaway, may mabait.
Exacto.
Diba?
Exacto. Kasi there are signs. If you are a leader who doesn't read the signs, the body language,
Okay.
the eyes, the recent incidents, the red flags, the yellow flags. Before it turns into a red flag, it was a yellow flag.
Correct.
Right? Did you hear it? Did you see it? Nagparinig, nagsabi, nagsalita.
Nag-attitude.
Nag-attitude. Nag-open up a little. Did you take seriously those cues? Yan ang question ko doon sa mga leaders. How far are you taking those little cues forward to going to the end state, which is solving the issue or finding out what the real issue is?
Okay.
So, talking to the supervisor, minsan i-blame mo din sa supervisor, pero sa ang company ba merong secret sauce when it comes to talking to people? For example, in the company I came from, meron kaming platform for making sure that all the people managers, non-negotiable, every week, need to register that they have talked to every single person in their team.
Wow.
Yes.
Non-negotiable.
Alam mo, Bri, parang dapat ko ata gawin sa sales team ko yan.
Pwede.
Oo. Although I'm doing
And
it, but, admittedly. from
Intentional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kasi intentional no? But,
Yes.
syempre, there are times when you're busy. Diba? Minsan, you tend to
Understood.
forget, right?
Yes.
So, but now, alam mo, I like what you said. I like
Yes.
What you said.
Yeah.
So design it in a way that the conversation, dalawa yan eh, pwedeng one-on-one, which is your touch base. A full week has passed, you wanted to find out how productive he or she is, what happened, kamusta ang pamilya? And really go deep. And kasi that's the only way people respond positively to a company. If you really care enough to validate and listen that what he or she said is heard.
That it's not just a job.
Yes. Diba?
That you actually care about the people inside the job.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Hindi ba? And also, meron din tayong tinatawag na skip level. Skip level is if you are my boss, but he will talk to me, not you, kasi he's your boss. He will do a skip level to me to find out how is our relationship without you supposedly escalating the situation. Like
Yes.
if I said something, dapat it should be a safe zone
Yes.
for me to relate to your boss, the boss of my boss.
Correct.
Like what I think about you and what I think about our partnership.
Yeah.
Are you giving me the right tools? Do I have the right guidance? When it comes to sales, there's a lot of like sharing of Rolodexes I call. Siyempre, ang age ko lalabas dito. Bakit Rolodex ang tawag?
Hindi ko po alam yun pero
Diba? Sandali
Alam
lang
mo-
po, ngayon po ang tawag doon. Contact list po yon. Thank you. Pasensya na.
pero it's still relevant din naman in for people on being able to communicate with their
Diba?
supervisors, their
Yes.
leaders. Yung kailangan talaga you're in connection. I mean,
Right.
whether you're using roll, ulit yung roll.
Huwag na natin
Rolodex
ulitin
or
yung
contact list.
Contact.
It's importante that you have contacts of your people.
Diba?
Diba?
Right.
Pero, Marie, may mga instance ba na nangyayari? Parang nagkakaroon ng insubordination.
Marami.
Oo, kasi it's because parang for example, sabi nga ni Marie, boss mo ko.
Mm.
And then technically, boss ko siya.
Mm.
So, ang mangyayari is that parang you're going directly with her. Pero siya
Yes.
naman, as being the far superior, syempre, ano siya, she cares for her people, right?
Exactly.
But there are instances, I've experienced it before, na parang from my previous company, na ang feeling ng boss, parang tinatalunan mo ko eh. Parang you're going directly to,
Alam mo, thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Common siya in some of the super-duper
Traditional.
traditional
Yeah,
companies.
yeah.
And I don't want to say na it's only for with Filipino companies. Kasi meron
Okay.
din namang non-Filipino companies who are like that.
yeah,
Pero again, it's about culture.
correct.
Di ba? When you crafted the organizational culture, the DNA of the people, the kind of leaders that you hire,
Yeah.
does it match with the DNA that you're trying to craft for the kind of brand that you've created? Hindi ba? So katulad ngayon, itong Radix HR, you wouldn't believe it. We gave birth to it about 2.5 years ago during the time of pandemic kasi we wanted to serve the underserved companies in the Philippines who cannot afford to pay an arm and a leg to a great HR company. Just wanting to get them off the ground and start earning money. And lo and behold, I have this 25 great men and women. Hindi kami magkakakilala. And as I mentioned to you earlier, that's one of the things I'm proud of. I haven't lost a person unless, just one because of an integrity violation in that course of 2 years.
Correct.
Because you need to take care of them. Paano?
Yeah.
You talk to them. And then they see you always in office. Kailangan you also take them out somewhere. They've been to my house. They've met my family. They've met my cats. I have met some members of their family. Intentional.
Correct.
Yeah.
Diba? I have met the wife of our liaison officer.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody. Those little things are not little. If
Yeah.
you make time for it and you are sincere and
Yeah.
authentic,
Correct.
Like what you said nga, Marie, which is I like talaga, no? You have to really take some time to get to know your people. Kasi over time, you build trust eh.
exactly.
And then they would open up.
Exactly. And guess what? That trust and that relationship that you built over that time, kahit saan mo silang daling gera, whatever that needs to be done to bring your companies to the finish line, the
They would
entire
do
team
it.
will do it. Kasi you gave them purpose, you heard them, you cared for them, you met important people in their lives. Yeah, it matters.
Yeah. And siguro I want to ask kasi kanina you talked about integrity.
Yes.
How do you call out your people?
You cannot mince your words and actions when it comes to integrity. No is no, yes is yes. If we say stop, when it comes to, for example, harassment, diba? Or body shaming, call it out right away. Pero don't embarrass people in certain situations. You need to, for example, there was a time I was traveling to a company in India. I saw people, while I was doing my floor walk, I saw people sleeping on their desk, which is absolutely not allowed. If I were a customer, that would be a
You will see,
huge call out. So I tapped the lady at the back and I said, hey, if you're going to sleep, please, very quietly I said that, but I also called my HR and I said, hey, HR head, I care about that lady who must have been very tired
Very
to sleep on
exhausted.
the shift.
Yeah.
But we cannot allow that to happen. So, and then what happens is, yung mga nasa paligid na tao, guess what? They know that if they do the same thing, it's a
Yeah.
double-edged sword, no?
Correct.
'Di ba? Hindi po pwedeng naawa tayo, pwedeng ilagay natin siya sa tamang pwesto, pero alam din ng mga tao sa paligid that it's a business and therefore pag may dumating na customer, mapapaya. So that balancing act is a whole production number.
Yeah.
Oo. Or people that have taken money from the company, whether by way of reimbursement na hindi tama o nagdagdag sa
Correct.
resibo, isang zero para maging 100 yung 10 pesos is still, kahit siya 5, it doesn't matter. Call it out. Do the right thing. Because what you allow is what will continue.
Yeah.
Diba?
Pero Marino, malaking bagay rin talaga yung leadership by example, no?
Absolutely.
Kasi I mean, if you keep on teaching your people or let's say pagsabihan mo sila, even if you get to know them on a personal level, I would always believe na kapag hindi mo pinapractice yung pinipreach mo, they will not listen to you eh.
They will
Yeah.
not.
Am I correct?
It starts
Absolutely.
with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everything that you do, pero it's like breathing air. It shouldn't be very difficult, di ba? Breathing air is like a very natural thing.
Correct.
Integrity is also a natural thing, di ba? Doing the right thing when no one is looking.
Yes.
Ay, sasabihin ko pa lang. I
Di
define
ba?
integrity is, what would you do if nobody is looking?
Absolutely. Right. And it's
Di ba?
setting the finest
Nakakatawa, may naisip
example.
ako, like, you would know na iba ang galaw mo pag alam mo may CCTV.
Ba?
Kasi wala kang takas.
Ang
You
dami
cannot
kong-
reason out, you cannot justify, you cannot make excuses. Hindi ka pwede magrason.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pero
Dami kong
integrity.
story dyan. Yes.
Yeah.
Integrity is very, very important.
Yeah.
And you have to be in integrity with yourself first.
Exacto.
Yeah. Pero yun na, yung mga little things na kahit sabi mo, sige, hayaan na natin, it adds up.
It
And eventually, like, you are no longer in agreement or in alignment to what your
Oo.
company stands for and what your purpose is.
Oh. Tsaka if you don't set the right example, no one can stop anyone from saying, bakit ikaw?
Bakit ikaw pwede?
Bakit ikaw pwede?
Pwede mong gawin
Oo
yun,
nga
no?
eh.
Oh, ba't
Parang
mo
hypocrite
kino-call
ka eh, no?
out?
Tatawagan hypocrite po.
Oo.
Kasi ginagawa mo nga, tapos kinocall out mo iba.
Exacto.
But you know, Bri, I have high respect for HR people. You wanna know why?
Bakit?
But it's very hard to handle different kinds of people.
Mm.
Can you imagine, may pasaway, may laging late, may laging nagchichismis. Yung harassment, wag na minsan lang naman yun. I mean, it happens. I
Yes.
mean, pero what I'm saying is that napakahirap kasi lahat yung tao na yan. Like, for example, I'm handling 30 people under my wing. Just for the real estate work that I do.
Right.
Hindi pa kasama dun yung sa ibang negosyo.
Got it.
But, isipin mo, iba-iba ng background niya, different walks of
Yes.
life.
Yes.
So technically, parang ako, to be honest with you, it's a learning process until now. Because there are times na yung patience mo, minsan as being a human
Wearing
being. Diba?
Understood.
So ako, can you give me more tips, no?
Yes. Okay. In a company kasi, there are many ways to solidify a working environment na may balanse. For example, meron kang policies and procedures. 'Di ba? Surefire yon to create like the house rules
Correct.
of what's yung do's and don'ts.
Yes.
Meron kang code of conduct which actually lists down the breaches that yung breach na yon and yung severity ng breach.
Okay.
Oh, again, a good guide. Then you have your branding guidelines. Then you have your values, your mission, your vision. I mean, I'm saying this na parang mukhang corporate-ish, pero kahit naman maliit lang na company kami, 25, we have all those things.
Yes.
Kasi it guides everybody in their actions. Parang sa
That's also-
Pilipinas,
yeah, go
batas, law. Sa bahay, we have our parents, meron ding sariling house rules. So,
Yeah.
kailangan yung mga rules na yon are set as guide, pero without yung raising too much rigidity in the atmosphere na hindi ka na makagalaw.
Yes.
Right? And then infuse the fun element and the conversations.
Very important.
Very important. And, syempre, make sure that our people grow under our wings. Kasi
Correct.
otherwise, are we just using them
Correct.
for our profit? Dapat hindi. They should have a purpose. Dapat ma-connect natin yung
Gusto ko yun.
purpose na yon.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
I guess it's really all about caring enough and looking at people as human beings.
Yes.
At the end of the day, hindi ba?
Diba? If you take care of your people,
The people will take care of you.
Yeah.
That's true.
and your business, by the way.
Yes. Pero ako for me kasi, a definition of a good leader is someone na can create leaders. Empowering
Bang on.
them.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
Parang ako nga, just like with one of my managers, sabi ko sa kanya, you should attend this meeting for me. Sabi niya, boss, I don't want to. Kasi parang puro mga upper management yan, which is the VP, the SVP, the CEO. Sabi ko, eventually, kukunin mo yung position ko eh. So I want you to be ready.
Well said.
Kasi empowering people, Bray, ano yan eh. Just like with the two of us.
Yes.
We built a certain trust with each other, right? So pag sinabi kong ganito, okay ka na doon. Pag sinabi mo ganito, okay ka na doon, di ba? And then, tayong dalawa, minsan we're not comfortable in a certain situation na, Bray, ikaw yung magaling dyan eh. Or ikaw yung magaling dyan, ikaw na yan. Pero, minsan, sige Bray, ikaw na bahalang kumausap dyan. By empowering someone kasi, yung tao na yun, yung confidence niya nag-i-increase.
Yes.
So, ako, yun ang belief ko talaga. For you to be a good leader, great leader na lang, no?
Yes.
You have to inspire a lot of people and you have to emulate yourself sa kanila.
Diba? Correct. And the other thing, and just to top up and piggyback on what you said, the other thing that's important is to put people in the right seat in the bus.
Yes.
Diba? Kasi kung wala sila dun sa tamang pwesto nila, hindi tatakbo eh. Diba? I mean, hindi uugma yung destination ninyo. And those people that are not in the right seat, na baka complaining because they're not happy, maybe they have other skills, they have other
Baka gusto na sa
talent.
window seat. Parang, baka sa ibang seat mo ilagay. Di ba? Para makita nila.
Ang sinasabi ni Marie, kapag driver ka, ikaw ang driver. Pag ikaw ang konduktor, ikaw ang konduktor.
Yes,
Pero
and
yun
you have
nga,
to
direct-
recognize that. Baka
Correct.
naman kasi yung
Exactly,
driver-conductor ngayon, yung conductor-driver. Yung
Yes.
I mean,
Oo. So parang yung
as a leader,
roles
you need to
Correct.
recognize.
Correct.
What
Yes,
is the roles?
yes.
Where
yes.
to exactly put your people. Pero
Correct.
sinasabi ko kasi
And
minsan,
developing them, as he said, di ba?
yeah, minsan kasi
Developing them.
parang gusto mo lang din to, hindi mo pa sure what role you have. And then maybe if pumunta ka doon at umupo ka sa window
Ang
seat,
ganda ng point mo dyan.
di ba? Nakita mo na, ay, maganda pala tong view na to. Gusto ko dito.
Eventually,
Di ba?
when the situation calls for it.
When the
Yes.
situation calls for it. Yeah.
Yes. Pero may live example ako, kilala mo siya, Belle
yan?
Morales, in
Oh.
my team.
Ano nangyari kay Belle? What happened?
Oh, she used to be EA of
Okay.
Executive
Jojo.
assistant.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I worked with her for like a couple of months. And I said to my brother-in-law who owns the larger chunk of the business of Amplified Group, I said, Jo, she's not an EA. Give her to me and I will work with her. So we started with reviewing contracts, doing pricing, doing, teaching her HR services. Now she can probably run the company along with the other
Wow.
people.
Yeah.
Ang
I'm
galing.
telling you.
Ang
I'm
galing
telling
nun.
you.
Empowered.
I'm telling you.
Empowered leaders.
don't be afraid.
Ito empowered leaders empowers.
I love that.
And yeah,
No.
anything you want to ask, Direk? Si
Well,
Marie.
yeah. Marino, so ako, kunyari, if you were in my shoes, how would you handle different people and how would you inspire them more? Kasi technically, alam na rin naman nila yun eh.
Tama ka.
So, ano yung mga sa tingin mong extra tips na para mas ma-enhance mo yung
Right.
inspiration ng mga tao sa'yo?
So I will.
Inspiring people, yeah.
We're talking about you, but I'm going to take the example of the team of people that I am now working with.
Okay.
Iba-iba kami. Merong isa nasa LA who has a nurse wife and a kid. Merong isang that's Randy and Ian, and then we have Jeng and Belle. There are 5 of us. We run the company. We have a great team of people. Iba-iba, like you said. There are things that we need to know together as a team.
Okay.
Non-negotiable yon. Because that's the way to create sustainability for the rest of the business. If we want to do expansion, we want to open in Asia, we want to open in other countries, that must happen. Pero there are things that we must recognize the differences. Kasi yun yung strength ng isang person. And that allows me to collaborate with that individual who is in that better position to be better in pricing, somebody's better in press mat, somebody's presentation, somebody's better with client relationship, negotiation, and whatnot. But here's the thing about being together. What are we here for? What is our purpose? What are we targeting together? We must sit down. Kasi yun yung minsan kulang eh. Yung uupo na lang to run the business, pero hindi uupo to really discuss and talk about what's in it really for all of you. What is
So yun nga yung what inspires you.
what
Correct.
inspires you? What's the light at the end of that tunnel? If you're trekking that particular path, and that path has money and revenue
Involved, yeah.
in it, enjoy the journey. Define the journey. What is the journey? Diba? And track everything that you do in accordance to that particular direction.
Galing.
I'm getting a lot of
Natutuwa
value
ako kay
on
Marie.
this recording or podcast natin, Direk. And siguro my takeaway on this episode is really all about having a genuine approach in your organization, in whatever, actually partnership, kahit tayo partnership natin, we talked about having a mission and vision and core
Yes.
values, kasi it's kind of like a lighthouse
Yes.
that guides you.
Yes.
And whenever you or your people are out of agreement or out of integrity,
Diba?
it's easier for you to communicate because may pinagkasunduan tayo.
Correct.
Ayun. So, yun yung takeaway ko dito. How about you, Derek?
Well, ako, ang takeaway ko siguro, Bri, is that when you care for your people, they will take care of you. Yun talaga. Kasi, I mean, you can't really fake na as if parang concern ka sa tao pero hindi naman talaga. 'Di ba? So, ako, thank you for reminding me with all these things. Because even if you know it, sometimes you need to be reminded by
Reinforced.
someone who
Reinforced
is really
beliefs.
credible.
Exactly,
Diba?
exactly.
Thank
Reinforcing
you for all
beliefs.
this
Thank you so
learnings,
much.
Thank you.
My
Marie,
pleasure.
please do share any last inputs or insights that you want to say to the audience.
HR, I didn't realize that this would be such an amazing discussion or whatever minutes that we had together. But at the end of the day, let's not make HR like a cerebral topic. It is about people.
Yeah, it's
at the end
people.
of the day, it's about how you connect, it's how you relate, how you align. And if out of that alignment, out of that relationship, there's an outcome of a bottom line, hitting your business metrics like your EBITDA or your profit margin, then fine, that's amazing. That's an amazing, amazing thing. But I just want to say that Radix, if I may say so, Radix HR is here to really help the company, especially the underserved communities of the Philippines and even in other parts of the world, to reach their global, local standard. Kaya natin yun. We can do it.
Napapakiti pa rin ako.
Oo nga eh.
Sa topic natin. Gusto ko siya. Alam mo, feeling ko, after i-edit to, papanoorin to.
Yeah. But siyempre, naubusan tayo ng oras. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Marie,
It's
for
my pleasure.
being here. It's a privilege. And with that, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mag-relax na tayo, sober man o tipsy. Aral makukuha mo sa life over.